Hello, everybody. This is Stephanie B from Career Makeover Academy. I'm also the owner and creator of this group, Level Up Your Career. And today we're going to be going over a question for, assuming Laura may be considering at least some entrepreneurial ventures. She wanted to get started with creating consistent content. She specifically was interested in vlogging, but this conversation that we're having today is going to apply to content regardless of what medium you're using. So I think that we'll just kind of go ahead and get started. One second. And so the first tip that I have today is tip number one is to plan. So as far as planning is concerned, you want to make sure that you are not overdoing it. So let's say you're doing the vlogging content or you're just doing, blog posts. You want to be consistently posting. You don't want to be posting like 5 or 10 times a week. So what I do for my blog is I always have a new post every Wednesday. And so I can actually add to this or decrease from that. It's not going to be a big deal, but I consistently post on Wednesdays, and I tell everyone new blog post on Wednesday. So anything outside of that is additional content. It's like a bonus. And so you kind of treat it like that, right? And also another aspect of planning is to have like an actual idea of what you want to be doing in the future. So let's say you just start with vlogging right now, but do you want to have consistent content on a blog? Do you want to have consistent content with Facebook live streams? Do you want to have your own group and have consistent content there, your own Facebook group, or posting in a particular forum in order to gain exposure? Possibly you just want to have like YouTube videos out there consistently, or tweets, Instagram pictures. So just kind of to figure out where you want to go, figure out where you are now, and then just incrementally add things in. So once you get to where you're posting your vlogs every Tuesday, let's say, you post everything Tuesdays, you've been doing it for a month, everything's going great, it's been a lot easier for you to start doing your edits and get everything looking as great as you can get it looking, and you have more time, you have more bandwidth to add things onto your plate. And that's when you start saying, okay, now I'm going to start doing YouTube videos or Facebook live streams, or I'm going to do a little bit of writing or tweeting like every day, 3 times a day or something. So you just have to have a plan. You have to make it something that's reasonable and actionable. Another aspect of planning is to have a content calendar, and that's where you actually have your calendar laid out for the week, when you know that all of February, all of your Tuesdays are going to be you doing your vlog. Outside of that, you can also have, you're going to send one tweet a day at 10 a.m. every Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, you're always going to do an Instagram post. We want to have everything on a content calendar so you can always look and see what you need to do. So tip number 2 is actually about getting the content. So, yeah, you can post every Tuesday, but what if you start not realizing what you want to post about? You have no ideas left by the third Tuesday. So that's basically a way of getting the things that you want to post about, and that's by putting yourself out there in groups and talking to people and asking them, what would you like to hear? Or just seeing what people that are your target market are asking. If you go into groups and people are asking the same kinds of questions and you know the answers to them, just go ahead and make a post about it. Like this particular case, Laura posted something under one of the Thursday comments that I have on there. The image comes up and she posted something, and that's why it's being addressed today. So I didn't have to create like some massive list of content or things that I needed to do. I actually just pulled, pulled that information from the questions that you guys have. And it makes it easy for me because I know that I'm giving you what you want. And that's kind of another thing too, is you want to be giving people what they want, not necessarily what you think they want. So actually getting out there and finding out what people are interested in helps a lot. So that leads us to tip number 3, which I actually already discussed a little bit about in my response to you, and that is batching. So I don't know if you're aware of like task switching. So if you're a multitasker, you're actually not performing at an optimal level. Multitasking is a little bit of a problem for the human brain. We don't really do well. So if you're working on a big project and then you stop working on that project and start working on a different project, the more times you do that, you wind up having something that's called task switching, and you lose productivity time. So if you just worked on that first project until it was done and then you moved on to the second project, you would be much more efficient. So with batching, in the case of vlogging, so let's say you did your recording on Monday, the first Monday of the month. You took the entire day and you did all of your recordings for all of your topics for that month, right? So let's say you're going to post every Wednesday. So you did four recordings. Then maybe on the Wednesday you edit those four recordings. So then you edit those four recordings, and then the next week you have your content. The week after that you have your content. The week after that you already have everything done. So you can kind of batch your work, and that way you're doing all these recordings, you're already dressed up, you already look nice, you don't have to worry about all the time you lose putting on your makeup or doing your hair, though it is kind of nice to change your clothes in between so people don't assume that you just wear the same thing all the time. Um, and what I do for my blog is sometimes I'll just sit down and I'll write a bunch of articles. I'll just write something, and then what I'll do is I'll just write it up. I don't edit it. I write up like 3 articles in the one day. Then next time I'll look at my articles and edit them. And then when it comes time to post, everything's done. I just grab it, slap some pictures in it, and set it up. And it just makes your life a lot easier because your mind is focused on that one particular task. And so you're not really deviating, and you're not losing time, and you're not having to put yourself back into what was I thinking? Well, oh, hey, Laura, how are you? Oh, better late than never. The recording will be there for you, so you won't have to worry about that. Did you have any questions, Laura? I know there's a bit of a delay, so we'll just wait a couple seconds and see if there's anything. And as you'll see, I don't have my glasses on, and I'm nearsighted, so I'm kind of squinty. So I don't know how much of this you caught, but we kind of talked about the 3 tips. The first one is having a plan. The second one is getting content ideas. Another thing about that too, before I forget, is also just reading. And that helps a lot too. Like if you have a particular subject that you're talking about, reading and like getting involved in that on an intellectual level will stimulate so many ideas. And I write everything down. Like I have a notebook, or even just your cell phone. Just write every idea down, because I don't know about you, but 90% of the time I come up with this amazing idea. If I don't write it down, it is gone within 5 minutes. So that kind of falls under number 2. And then the last one was batching, which is basically trying to do as much of your work at one time as you possibly can. Just try to complete a project before you move on to the next project, and try to do as many similarly related projects at one time that you can muster. It will definitely help increase your productivity time, and it will make things so much easier. You won't have to reset things up. You won't have to re-prepare things that you've already had prepared. It's just so much more efficient and effective. So I think that basically is it. I didn't want to make this some huge long thing, but I will be putting this as a blog post probably next week. So I'll put a link for that for you later. So if you have any other questions or comments, put them down below, and I will try to address those. And again, if you have any questions that is going on as far as like 9-to-5 jobs or entrepreneurial ventures if you want to become an entrepreneur, you don't know how to get started, or you're stuck in a particular spot, just go ahead and ask. This group is here to support you. This group is here not just for my opinions and advice, but for everybody here to be a community that can help and serve others. So I want you to go out there and level up your life. Level up your careers, huh? So thank you so much, and I will be seeing you again next Thursday at our regularly appointed time. Thank you and goodbye.